Well, After All was the demo. When the trouble comes when you're doing when you go to record the album and the demos are so good that you get what we call demo-itis. We've got a song on the album called After All, and the demo version of it was the same as the album, but the album version, there was something missing, and we couldn't figure out what it was that was missing from it, and we were going to leave it off, and Pedro said, well, I think we should put some strings, get some strings on it. So the guys went off and had a string arrangement written for it and played, and it's really given the song, if not a new lease of life, it's given it a sort of a gravitas that maybe was missing from it. And it's amazing how just a feature like that on a song can really open up my insanity. There was a story in the newspapers. Cliff sent me the music through, and there was a story in the newspapers about a man with what's called locked-in syndrome, and it's when maybe you have a stroke or a brain malfunction where a blood vessel bursts in the brain or something, and it locked this guy in. Everybody thought that he was brain dead, and he was in a life support system, and they were going to turn the life support system off after something like 30 years, and this guy was awake for something like 30 years, and all he could do was hear and see. He couldn't communicate, he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything. So that's kind of what the song's about. The first verse was, was kind of talking about guys maybe coming back from Afghanistan or Iraq and being affected by what they had seen, maybe in some cases what they had done, what they were involved with, and the songs just kind of evolve that way. There's no set plan lyrically to sit down and write anything. I can only really talk about the lyrics and melodies. Finding the melody, and there's always little sort of lyrical ideas kicking around. I think with Tank previously, and I was going to go and listen to the old albums to kind of get a flavour of what the band was about, and the guy said, no, don't, just plough ahead and do what you do. That's why we've asked you to do this, because we would like what you do. We don't want you being influenced by what went on before. So that's what I did, and I'm very much from that sort of early Rainbow, Black Sabbath, the darker side. People like it because it's a good record. So it's just whether people will go out there and buy it, and people will come to the shows, and people will enjoy what we do. I'm very hopeful. As I've said before, I know that people don't like change, but I understand that Tank have a fan base out there. I have a fan base out there. Chris Dale on bass, he's played with Bruce Dickinson. Sack Trick, he's got his fan base, and we've got Grav on drums, who's played with Zodiac Mind Warp, and he plays with Voodoo 6 as well. So these bands all had fan bases. So we've got there. It's just whether the fans want to accept us all together as a unit in Tank. It's still very much Cliff and Mick's thing. The decisions are made by them as to how we do it, and so far not a foot has been put wrong as far as I can see. So we'll just have to wait and see how the people take to it, and if they take to it, they buy the album, they come to the shows, there will be more.